Hello, everyone. Warmest welcomes to the Holy Comforter Episcopal Church YouTube Bible study. I'm the Reverend Jimmy Abbott, the priest at Holy Comforter Episcopal Church in Spring, Texas. And as I try to do every week, is to come gather with you digitally for a few reflections on the gospel lesson for the upcoming Sunday, as well as some questions for you to ponder as you prepare your heart and mind to worship. This Sunday, June 21st, we are reading from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, verses 24 through 39. And this is one of those classically tough texts from the Gospels that we read. We really have to struggle with some of what Jesus is saying. And I'm going to read just a little bit of it. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and one's foes will be members of one's own household. Yikes. So we have to ask, well, whatever happened to family values? Whatever happened to Christian family values? This seems to upend all of that. And I think that there are two ways to read this. We can read this in the negative light or in the positive light. Reading this negatively, we'd say, gosh, Jesus is really coming across pretty tough. Jesus is being a little bit of a jerk here. Why is he wanting to tear families apart? Why would he say that members of one's own family will become their foes? And I think if we read it that way, we would say, let's just kind of move on. Let's explain this away. We could look for some fancy Greek words and maybe sort of dance our way out of really struggling with it. But I want to read it in the positive light. I think part of what Jesus is saying here is that he envisions a new family, a new way of living, a new community, which we would now call the church. And that this community of believers will be as relations to one another, be as family to one another. Part of what Jesus is doing all throughout the Holy Scriptures is rewriting the story of Israel around himself. And of course, the story of Israel was the story of one family, Abraham's family, through which God's blessing would go to all nations. Jesus is rewriting that, though, to say that the family, this new family, will be those who follow him. And through that new family, the whole world will be blessed by God. So again, this is not a new story that Jesus is giving us. It's the old story, recast, re-envisioned, and given in a new way, in which that family of believers and our family values is now most importantly focused around the church. So I have a couple of questions for reflection for you. If you are a member of a church, what is one time that your church has been as a family to you? And if you are not a member of a church, but maybe are interested in being a member of a church, what would you like to receive from a church that would be like a family? Thank you so much for joining me for this brief reflection for the gospel lesson for this upcoming Sunday. Again, I would love to hear from you. Send me an email, jimmy@holycomforterspring.org, or leave a comment in the comments box. I would love to hear from you.